Since 1914, the mansion in Frankfort has served as the private home for the first family of Kentucky and as a public museum. The mansion is one of only a handful of executive residences in the United States to be open for public tours. Let's go take a private tour with First Lady Jane Beshear.
The first day we moved in was actually the night before inauguration, and we moved in with our entire family, our grown children and our grandson. And of course, he arrived and walked in to see this grand first floor of the mansion, and he looked at his grandfather and his grandmother, and he said, "Can we play hide and go seek?" Which was a little unnerving, and all we could imagine was that he would be underneath the furniture or around the beautiful porcelains, and made us a little nervous. It was quite an overwhelming feeling. We did not ever expect to be here, so it was even a stronger feeling of excitement and just being in awe of this building.
When the legislative money was approved for this building in 1912, it came out to be about $75,000 plus the land $93,000. So the site was selected next to the new Capitol and work began. This appears to be a limestone building, but is actually Bowling Green limestone with a masonry middle or structure. So the building is actually brick with limestone facing. It was completed in 1914. It's based on the Petit Trianon in Versailles, and it is Marie Antoinette's playhouse behind the main palace in Versailles.
A lot of the governor's mansions are not located so close to the Capitol, and that makes us a very integral part of the day-to-day operations of state government. In many places they're in another part of town, or in some cases in a much larger town. This affords us the opportunity to be a part of state government, but also to be a part of the Frankfort community. They accept us as local citizens, and that makes us feel very much at home. Twice a week we have children that come here, school children during the school year, on tours. And that, history to me is one of those things that you need to touch and feel. And for those children to be able to come in here and see this building, see portraits of the governors, to be able to see the fantastic paintings of some of our Kentucky artists, it makes history alive for them. And to me, that's probably the most important people that we have come through this mansion. I think you make any place a home by the people that are in it. Basically, the first floor, of course, is a museum for tours and to be able to project the history of the building. But in the private quarters, we have brought enough of our own things, pictures and reminders, to make it more like a home. But I do think what makes a home are the people that are there and how they react to those around them. And we have made the entire staff and all those that work with us part of our family. I'm very much of an outdoor person, and I'm very much of a person mindful of the environment for several reasons, not only because I feel like each of us must take a responsibility and be a good steward, but also because I want to preserve it for my grandchildren now. And I feel that way for people all over the state. So if we can set an example of doing simple things here in this home that was built in 1914, then anybody could do it in their home. Simple things like changing light bulbs and changing the thermostats within your house to be able to be a part of conserving. And those are the types of things that I feel like if we can do those in this mansion and if we can do those as individuals, then everybody else in the state can do it. And then collectively, we can make a real difference. We can reduce the carbon footprint of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
It is open to the public. A lot of governor's mansions are not. They are more of a private residence. We have both. We have the private residence, and we also have the public floor, which is a museum floor, which is why we call it the People's House. So when guests come, they can come twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 11 and visit the governor's mansion.
I have had the good fortune to be able to look around and be involved with so many fantastic programs that are going on in this state. Our best quality that Kentucky has is our human resources and our people. Not to mention the beauty of our state, from the mountains in eastern Kentucky to the waterways in western Kentucky and the rolling bluegrass of central Kentucky. We have everything that anybody could ever want to have, either to visit or to make this their home.